guys and gals, and here from Drake Game, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, June's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. And reporters aren't given to leave a person alone just because they're going through a hard time. That's just a reality I'll have to accept. At least it shouldn't take long before this story becomes old news. Soon enough, I'll fade away completely from the sports magazines, with nothing but memories left of that time. That's sad to think about. That really would mark the end, I think. Is there anything we could do to help? Nah, it's alright. I just need to talk to teachers about it. Let them know I'm pulling out of the tennis club and whatnot. Oh, I would appreciate if you could share your notes from the classes I missed, though. Prez leans forward, looking at me with kind eyes and gently squeezing my shoulder. Of course. Anything I can do to help. For what it's worth, I'm really sorry this happened to you. Yeah, so am I. I'm gonna go organize my notes. Need me to copy them for you too? Nah, don't go through that much trouble. Just lend me one of your notebooks for a little while. There's a good time before class starts. I should be able to copy down at least one subject's worth. Okay, I'll be right back. Thanks, Prez. The fox nods, walking back to her desk. The other bystanders around us at least have the decency to pretend like they weren't eavesdropping the entire time, taking a few steps back and awkwardly getting back to their own conversations while sneaking glances at me every now and again. That was harder to hear than I thought it would be. You weren't helping either. Could you please not go telling people details about what happened to me without my approval? It's not your story to tell. Yuichi-kun, that's too harsh. That's alright, Saya-chan. He's right. I'm sorry, Yuichi. But... Seriously, Saya-chan, it's okay. He's okay. Yuichi should be the one to decide what he wants to share with others. I overstepped. It's hard to be mad when you act all apologetic and whatnot. Well, I guess. What are you gonna do now, Yuichi-kun? Want us to stick around to keep you company? Nah, it's okay. I'll just be copying some notes anyway. And I'll text you guys if I need anything. I know you're both busy with your own stuff. Not that I'd be able to concentrate on anything right now. Oh, come on, don't make me into your excuse to not work. That's harsh, Yuichi. If I don't say that, you guys are going to keep looking for excuses to drone around me. Seriously, I'd feel bad if I got in the way of you guys' obligations. You really are mindful of us at the most obnoxious times. It's a gift. Alright. Well, I'll let you be for the time being. We'll still drop by for lunch, though, and make sure you actually text us if you need something. Of course. See you later, Yuichi-kun. Yeah, later. I nod, not able to bring myself into forming actual words. It feels weird to watch them leave the room. Like, I don't want them to leave, yet I do at the same time. It's weird. I don't want to be left alone, but I also don't want to keep being smothered. Besides, I have another completely separate reason to not want them around too long. No matter what happens, I can't imagine my meeting June today to not be a little bit awkward. Given that those two already more or less know how things have been going between us, I really don't want them noticing that. I swear, if I get teased over it right now, I just might scream. Yeah, just focus on writing down your notes, Yuichi. I grab my bag, picking up my notebook and pen while I wait for Prez to come back with her notebook. Once she does, I quickly set out to copy down her notes as quickly as I can so I don't inconvenience her by holding onto her notebook when she might need it. Thankfully, her notes are so well organized and succinct that I don't have to try and make sense of them, unlike a certain tiger and his chicken scratch handwriting. Before long, I let myself get fully sucked into the task at hand, using it as a convenient excuse to ignore the world around me. Even when time passes and the room starts filling up with people, I mostly ignore the questions about the crutches that inevitably start getting fired my way. It's not as if they wouldn't hear about it immediately after, anyway. I might not be paying attention to the conversations around me, but when so many people are asking each other about me, even I can notice I've become a prime gossip subject. Why can't people just ignore me and leave me alone? It's such a pain. I just pretend I don't exist. Look away from me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Maybe if I put on earphones, they might ignore me. I feel someone's hand on my shoulder, sending a jolt down my spine, but I don't look up. I'll just answer them without looking up. Pretend they're not there. Then they're bound to leave me alone. Yuichi-san? However, a familiar voice snaps me out of my spiral, making me instinctively snap my head upward. June! Without even thinking about it, the relief I feel is so immense that I immediately pull the tiger close, hugging his waist and stomach. What? June flinches but doesn't pull away. In fact, after a second, he puts his hand on my shoulder, gently squeezing it. Once I've recovered enough of my mental faculties to realize what I'm doing in our classroom of all places, I pull away from him. Sorry about that. I was getting really overwhelmed until you arrived. That's okay, although everyone's looking at us now. They were all looking at me already anyway. What's one more thing? I don't care as much if you're here. June sighs, placing his bag atop his desk and pulling out his chair. You really surprised me. Sorry. Like I said, it's fine. Just warn me first next time. Will do. So, how are you doing? Yesterday was a day. You can say that again. It went from very bad to very good real quick. It did? Of course it did, silly. You happened. Oh. Oh, I'm glad I helped. Aw, he's so cute when he's all embarrassed like this. Look, his ears are even twitching. You sure did. Besides, it was good to talk. Get everything out in the open. Now I'm not getting eaten up from the inside as badly. Yeah, that's true. I was really scared to tell you all that stuff, but it's good to have, you know. While we're on that subject, are you planning to tell anyone else? I don't know, but maybe? Do you think I should tell the others? That's up to you. It's your business. You decide who to tell. It would make it easier to look out for you, but being looked out for is the one thing I don't want. Exactly. Why does this stuff have to be so complicated? I reach forward, placing a hand atop the tiger's head and gently running my fingers through his fur. There isn't anything I can do or say to fix things for him. He's been dealing with all of this for years. If it could be magically fixed like that, it would have been so long ago. Instead, I'll do my best to at least offer him comfort. Yo, dude, are you talking again? Oh, Of course people would try to get my attention again now that they see me talking to someone. Talking again? We tried to talk to Yuichi-kun a bit ago, but he just kept staring at his notebook and giving grunts as responses. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry about that. I was really focused. Seriously? You spend weeks away and the first thing you do when you get back is focus on taking notes? Talk about lame. Jin, be quiet. Yeah... I don't know if I have the patience to deal with Jin right now. He's harmless most of the time, but he can be very annoying under certain circumstances. Either way, not important. I'm just curious about one thing. What's with the crutches? Jin, didn't I tell you to have more tact when asking about it? Who cares? It's not like it's a big deal anyway. That's a horrible thing to say. I know they don't know what happened exactly, but to say something like that... Jinichiro-san, please show some respect. Well, I was too stunned to come up with a response, and one thing I didn't think was possible happened. Juden suddenly stood up from his chair, walking up to the twins until his chest bumped against Jin, staring daggers at the mouse. Who cares? What the heck is that supposed to mean? You have no idea what happened, so maybe try to think before opening your mouth to say hurtful things. Holy crap, June really went for his throat. Despite keeping silent, I am incapable of stopping myself from showing a little bit of a smile at June's sudden remark. I gently reach for June's arms, tugging on his sleeve to get his attention and attempt to calm him down. It's okay, June. Thank you. Taking a deep breath, the tiger looks away and gets back on his seat without further fuss. Jin looks at his brother in bewilderment, but Jin can only stare at June with his mouth agape. To answer your question, Jin, I got run over by a car. What? Uh-huh. I got out of it mostly fine, but my knee got banged up pretty bad. Torn ligaments, shattered bone, crushed nerve, etc. It's bad enough to require surgery. I'll never get to play tennis again, so I'd really appreciate it if you didn't act so dismissively about it. The twins both gasp, their eyes bulging out upon hearing my words. Yeah, so you see someone with crutches, never fucking say, oh, I bet it's no big deal. Yeah, they have a fucking crutch for a reason, dipshit. That's a bit of detail I hadn't mentioned before, so even if they'd bothered to asking around about my knee, they wouldn't have heard about that. It sucks to tell people like this, but I have to admit, I'm also a little bit angry, so part of me wanted to make him feel guilty for being insensitive. Does that make me petty? I didn't, I'm so sorry, Yuichi-kun. We didn't mean to... It's okay, man. You don't need to apologize. You didn't do a thing. Just a little bit of glaring at Jin on top should drive the message home pretty well, I think. Sorry. Wait, Jin, get back here! The younger brother walks away after stammering out an apology. Whether out of embarrassment or what, I can't tell. Regardless, Jin follows right behind him, trying to bring him back. Considering how Jen immediately sat back on his chair and refused to budge, I'm assuming I won't be seeing them again for a little while. That was... What a jerk. Whoa, calm down there, Tiger. Are you okay? Of course I'm okay, but seriously, what kind of way to talk to people is that? That's so insensitive. It was. It totally caught me off guard. Still, I really appreciate you helping me out. Of course I'd help you out. I just wish that... Yes, I also wish that blah, buddy. I reached forward, gently petting the brooding tiger. Don't make fun of me. I was trying to help you. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I've just never seen you snap at someone quite like that. That was kind of wild. Yeah, well, I can do that. Even my patience has limits. Seeing you get mad for me was really nice. I won't lie. Seriously, June, thank you. Now you're just piling up more gratitude than is due. Not at all. I really appreciate you. The tiger squirms uselessly in his seat, his tail swishing back and forth behind him in an erratic pattern. That was a bit scary. I've never seen June that angry before. His fur was so bristled that it looked downright sharp, and his eyes got so small they looked like pinholes. It was menacing as hell. I really thought he was going to hit someone for a second there. Guess I need to keep a bit of an eye on him as well. Wouldn't want him flying off the handle over something like this. Huh. I might need to relearn how to handle June all over again now that I think about it. That's such a strange thing to think about. Like, I know I'm better than I ever have before, and yet less than I thought I did. Are you okay? You're staring off into space again. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm doing alright. Just thinking about some stuff. Any for your thoughts? I don't quite know how to explain it. I was mostly thinking about you, I guess. About me? Yeah, I learned quite a bit of stuff about you yesterday. I was just thinking about how weird it was. Like when you think you know everything there is to know about something, but you find out that there's a whole other layer behind it that you didn't even have a clue existed. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. But anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!